Welcome back to the news at 10. Now, I had a conversation earlier on in the bulletin with the chairman, CEO of the Nigeria Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabre Erewa, and she told us that no one is stranded at the embassy in Lebanon. Well, we now have that video where some Nigerian ladies, seen in an earlier video, claiming they were stranded in Lebanon and asking for assistance, have now gotten the needed response from the officials of the Nigerian embassy in that country. Those are the girls being given food, hopefully if we can see that, and also being given drink at the embassy, confirming the statement by the chairman CEO of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. 50 years on and after the Civil War, the desire to see a better Nigeria tops discussions and comments. There is, however, an appeal for proper inclusion, fair treatment, and even distribution of the commonwealth of the nation to erase the mindset of marginalization and neglect. In our special report on 50 years after the Civil War, our correspondent Joy Odie takes us to the Uli airstrip, a place of historical importance to the war.
Ihiala local government area is one of the biggest council areas in Anambra State. Created in 1976 during the General Murtala Mohammed and Obasanjo regime. It has 10 communities, including Uli community, which played an important role during the bloody civil war that lasted for 30 months. An airstrip was built by the defunct Biafran soldiers and engineers as a critical support base for both soldiers and civilians when the Enugu airport was lost to the federal troops. Driving into the village to find out what remains of the airstrip, we run into Mr. Valentine Obi, a native of Umuchima, Uli. He tells me that I'm actually standing on the airstrip, now replaced by buildings.
This is the Uli airstrip used during the Civil War. Over there is where the plane lands, then taxis to a stop, and this is where the Biafran soldiers operated from during the war. Most of us who are indigents of this place fled during the war, and then many of us returned after the war.
I had a chat with Mr. Fabian Ozibo, a family head, who tells us more about the role Uli airstrip played during the war. Today, community members are gradually taking their lands back.
The Biafran intelligence unit had to construct what they call a bunker, the first time in history of the world, where it had a bunker so that once the plane lands, it runs into a bunker so that the overriding or intruding plane does not catch it.
For him, the strategy for reconciliation and healing must begin with developing critical sites in the southeast region. This is Amoka, where the major chunk of the airstrip was located. Schools, homes, and even a major federal road cut across the airstrip. Colonel Emmanuel Mubosi, a once vibrant soldier in his country home in Oposi, Idemili North local government area of the state, relieves the rough times.
The war just didn't start like that. There were stages. Things were happening, and then there were a number of conferences trying to stop it. Ojukwu, who was the leader of the Biafran side, decided to release those of us who were in prison, who were in detention by Ironsi's government. And we were on the eastern side of the country at the time. So this was the area of jurisdiction of Lieutenant Colonel Ojukwu.
He tells me that 3 airstrips, Okiwe, Oga, and the Uli, were built within 2 weeks. Here in Anambra State, many people were affected by the war, and no one wishes to experience that again, even though some of the people still desire to have some relics of the war in the state to serve as a reminder of the ugly past, but never again to toe that path. Joy Odine, Channels Television News.
From there, we take a look at some business news, and here's Bisi Adebayo.
Banking, so easy, so simple. Dial star 894 hash now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. Ministers of Finance and governors of central banks in West Africa have rejected the unilateral decision of Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara to rename the CFA franc as ECO. The ministers explained that his decision is not in line with the ECOWAS states to adopt ECO as the name for the ECOWAS single currency. Nigeria's Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, reiterates the West African Monetary Zone Convergence Council decision to adhere to the decision of the ECOWAS Council towards the implementation of the revised roadmap of the single currency program. On December the 21st, 2019, 8 Francophone countries, Benin, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Ivory Coast, Mali, Niger, Senegal and Togo announced that they would be changing from the CFA franc to ECO. Meanwhile, the new VAT rate of 7.5% as contained in the recently signed finance bill is to take effect from the 1st of February 2020. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, clarified this at the inauguration of the chairman and board of members of the Federal Inland Revenue Service in Abuja. Mrs. Ahmed directed the board to work towards improving the efficiency of tax collection in the country to shore up government's revenue.
I want to state that one of the key provisions in the Finance Act 2019 that has elicited a lot of interest is the increase in the VAT from 5% to 7.5%. And to remind us all that the Finance Bill has made copious provisions to improve the ease of doing business. So we have a category of companies that have turnover of 25% and below that will be paying no taxes at all, so 0 taxes. And also we have reduced tax rates for companies that have turnover from 25 million to 100 million, from 30% to 20%. The essence of this is to encourage formalization of businesses from the informal sector and also to encourage businesses to grow and become more productive, thereby increasing employment and also meeting the commitment of Mr. President to remove 100 million Nigerians out of poverty over the next 10 years. So the FIRS board has a major task to contribute to this. I want to also announce that the effective date of the VAT increase from 5% to 7.5% will be the 1st of February 2020.
President Muhammadu Buhari has nominated Dr. Kingsley Obiora as the Deputy Governor of the Central Bank. According to a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, the President has forwarded the nomination letter to the Senate for confirmation. Now, if confirmed by the lawmakers, Dr. Obiora will replace the current Deputy Governor Financial System Stability at the CBN, Dr. Joseph Nana, who retires on February the 2nd, 2020. Dr. Obiora is currently an alternate executive director with the International Monetary Fund. And we move to the stock market now, which made a moderate rebound at the close of today's trading session on the back of renewed bargain hunting for high-value equities. Teniola Shobawale tells us more.
Welcome to the Stock Market Report. About 149 billion naira is recovered from the two-day consecutive downturn at the equities market today, as fresh rounds of bargain hunting by investors lifted the all-share index by 1%. The market's moderate rebound, which was characterized by mixed sectoral performance, is largely attributed to the significant recovery in the share price of bellwether stocks such as MTN Nigeria, Dangote Cement, Unilever, Lafarge and Forte Oil. Similarly, the price charts recorded a positive margin of 23 gainers, led by 10% increase on the share price of livestock feeds, while BOC Gases tops a list of 11 losers with a 10% price load shed. Overall volume of equities traded for the day was also slightly higher at 387.16 million units in more than 4,600 transactions, while the shares of Access, Zenith Bank and Lafarge occupy the top 3 spots on the traders list. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Teniola Shoboale.
Many thanks, Tanny. Meanwhile, stocks on Wall Street sustained positive sentiment from previous session today, and that follows strong U.S. economic data and the latest earnings report from big banks. Let's see today's numbers. And that's it on Business News. It's back to Ijoma.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial star 894 hash now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thanks a lot, BC. Some more company news. Leading telecommunications company in Nigeria, MTN, has launched a new tagline for 2020 called Turn It Up. According to the management, the new slogan will not only advertise its products and services, but will drive its campaign towards encouraging resilience to succeed among Nigerian youths. The new tagline was introduced in Lagos before MTN trade partners and brand ambassadors.
This television commercial tells the story of the potential inherent in everyone and the ability to discover and unleash them. That's the message MTN is passing through its new tagline, Turn It Up, a message for the passionate and resilient youth in Nigeria willing to succeed in the face of limitations.
We want to send the message loud and clear that MTN as a brand, we believe we have the tools to partner with Nigerians to help turn things up for them. And that is really why we want to go strongly this year and really push the theme that Nigerians don't have to go out. You don't have to live where you are. You don't have to go somewhere else out of Nigeria to succeed. If you think inside, think inwards, there must be something that really excites you, that you really want to do.
MTN says it has been turning things up for people over the years with its products and services. And for its brand ambassadors, the new tagline means so much.
Apart from the fact that I've been an MTN ambassador, you have the free data, you have all those things that you need almost for free at your fingertips. All the videos I shoot, of course, I have only one network to use the data to push it out, and all those things, the ads, I can't name them, plenty, you understand, which has helped to add a lot of value to me and turn things up for me till tomorrow.
Look at it at your own pace, in your own neck of the woods. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it you want to shine? That light, shine your light and use MTN to propel you into your glorious future.
Beyond the new slogan, the telecommunication giant is also offering products and services that would enable youth maximize their potential.
Whether you are in a rural area, in the city, we want you to have access. We want you to have access to the internet, access to communication. These are the tools that enables modern businesses to succeed. So we're basically saying what we've been doing, we want to continue doing it, to be doing it. We're just crystallizing it now into a campaign that is thematic, so people will think about it and take action.
With the new tagline and television commercial, MTN believes it has moved from a transaction to a transformation platform to bring out the best in its customers.
So Still ahead on the news at 10, U.S. government watchdog Government Accountability Office rules White House broke the law by withholding aid to Ukraine after approval by Congress. And more from our London bureau in Around the World in 5. Do join us again.